Okay.
Oh, God.
King Kong.
Hey.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome to Tears and Testosterone, episode 3. Now, I know you guys liked the last one. We had a girl on. We no more girls for today. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got all
Bummer.
men.
They have cooties.
Yeah. Okay, so normal guys. I'm Paul Savage. We don't have Noah. I tried calling him. He wouldn't answer, so he's not on this week. We miss him dearly. But we have Justin.
Probably racing NASCAR or something.
Probably doing some stupid Southern thing. I don't have
Probably
any
going to
Southern
attack
guy to
the
rip
French.
on anymore. Seriously. Yeah, there's this thing against the French. We're not going to do that this
Noah really
today.
hates the French.
That's right.
But Noah's not here.
That's right. We can't attack other cultures because we have someone from another culture today. Johnny, why don't you say hello?
Hello, guys. It's good to join you guys. Really spontaneous, but hey, whenever I can jump in with these guys, it's always fun.
Yeah, so 15 minutes ago, Johnny was taking a nap in the lounge, and I said, hey, Johnny, why don't you come on my podcast? He's like, sure. I said, we're going to talk about fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to fight my urge to nap because we're going to talk about fighting.
Exactly.
That's right.
Life is a
Johnny
metaphor
loves
of
to
fight. Yeah, amen.
And then actually 10 minutes before that, I went into Matt's room, who was sleeping, and I said, hey, you want to be on my podcast? He's like, sure. First I said, are you okay? Because he didn't look too good, but he's here.
In
I
about
haven't been okay
30
in 20
minutes.
years, Paul.
30 minutes before that, I said, Paul, should we record a podcast today?
Yeah.
And then you said yes.
Look at us now. All because we love the fans.
Amen.
We do it for you.
I'd be a little nervous if
Do we have any fans?
we were filmed.
Yeah,
but it's
dude.
okay.
Do we?
Our last video has 60 views right
Dude,
now.
shut the front door.
Shut the heck up.
Oh,
Hey,
my.
shut, guys.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Matt, you went and you got a coffee, and I gotta say, that is the weakest coffee I've ever seen.
You know, Paul, I haven't gotten into the full-on coffee thing yet.
Okay.
My parents
Working
are kind of
away.
addicted
You
to it,
guys-
so I'm going to try to lay off for a little bit.
You listeners at home, he's got the girliest drink I've ever seen.
No, I could get a far girlier drink
literally
if I
pink.
wanted to.
It's,
It's not pink.
It doesn't look like coffee.
Dude, if I
it looks
walked
like
up in here with a frap,
there's whipped
like brown
cream
milk.
on the top. It looks like chocolate milk, like weak chocolate milk. It doesn't even look like strong chocolate milk.
dude, I
You know
went
what,
out
Matt?
and
I respect it,
murdered
okay?
a brown cow, and I poured it in a cup so
Good
you can fight me,
God.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
Found it
okay.
on the...
Never mind. I respect this man.
Just kidding.
Yeah, drink it. Wow.
I'm secure in my masculinity enough to drink this fruity drink.
That's good.
You guys, my drink today is
You
the
got-
old booch.
You got the booch. Is that from
No.
David?
Yeah, it is. I want you to know. I asked David, okay, fitting with the theme of naps today, I asked David if he wanted
Do we
to come
change
on.
the theme from fighting
Yeah,
to naps?
that's right. And I said, hey, bro, do you want to come on the show? Noah's not here. And he said, nope, I'm going to take a nap. So these two guys are waking up. David's going to sleep. Look at us. Crazy.
I already got my nap in today.
Yeah. I laid down, but I couldn't sleep. I had things. I was busy. I had responsibilities, unlike you guys. Sorry.
I did all my
Are you
responsibilities.
kidding me, Paul?
Oof.
Yeah, it's because I'm on top of things,
Yeah, you're right.
like my bed.
Yeah, how about your papers?
I just like to point out that our wonderful producer Paul Savage has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles little thermos mug right here, and it looks
Yeah, I do.
pretty dope.
It's
So
got a little
It's
note on
so
it. I don't know
For all
what's
you
written in
listening
It's
to
there.
retro. It's not the new Ninja Turtles.
He's had it
it's
every
the-
week.
It's the 80s
he's a
Ninja
man of the
Turtles.
culture.
Wait, this is from 2014.
Wait,
It's
okay.
It's the old guys.
Paul, if you were a Ninja Turtle, which one would you be?
The other
Ooh,
one.
We've talked about this.
Because
Okay.
I called Donatello.
You've got him, dude. I'm Leonardo. Leonardo is my favorite
DiCaprio?
Ninja Turtle because he's what'd you say?
I said DiCaprio. I'm gonna say a lot of stupid stuff. So
No,
I'm
that's
just kinda
good.
giving
That's
you-
good. That's why I want you
giving you a
here.
heads up.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
No, dude, Leonardo's the leader, and he's got 2 swords, and
All
that's
those other losers just have
so
one,
cool.
dude.
He's
What's up with that?
charismatic. Seriously.
Okay, straight up though, I forget what Donatello has. What does he got?
He's got the staff. I don't know why he picked
Nah,
Donatello.
dude.
He's
No, I want
clearly the
Raphael.
worst.
Raphael,
Dude,
dude.
Don is the worst.
Shut up,
He
dude. I
picked
want
the wrong
Raphael.
one.
I was tricking you.
Ooh, Raphael's got issues.
I don't think I've
Dude,
introduced
Raphael's got
myself yet.
freaking knives.
He's cool though.
He is
He's
cool.
like he's dark.
He's like a dark wild card. Like Mikey's like the crazy wild card, and Raphael's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. He's right. Yeah, you're right. I like Raphael. He doesn't listen to anybody. He's
Yeah,
his own
even the
man.
leader Leonardo.
Ooh.
That's right.
Am
Yo.
I feeling some tension?
Who would you be, Matt?
I'd be the rat guy who's like who's like the dad.
Oh my
I forget his name.
The rat. Professor Splinter? No,
Yeah.
Master
Professor
Splinter.
Splinter. Ooh.
Yeah. Johnny, do you ever watch Ninja
Are you looking him
Turtles?
up?
I'm looking it up right now because, man, it's been ages since I've watched Ninja Turtles, man.
John, your voice sounds really good in,
thank
in
you.
my ears right now.
And Ninja Turtle
Who
with a
says
voice like
that,
mine,
dude?
I'll probably
Me,
take
dude.
that.
Okay,
Just want to support my
Which one?
homies.
I like that.
Which color?
Probably something that suits my personality, you know.
I mean, of the 4, but yeah.
Out of the 4, a fighter, a warrior,
Don't you dare say
someone
red.
who's fun-loving.
Don't you dare say
Dude,
red.
Michelangelo is
He's
underrated.
a basketball player, wasn't he?
He balls. I mean, he's fun. He's the fun guy. He's the party one. I don't understand the basketball joke. Okay.
Never mind.
He's orange.
We all know that Raphael's the best.
Dude, but Michelangelo knows how to party, and that's why I like him. But if we were to say, this is one of the points that I bring up when I argue about this, because I argue about this more frequently than you'd
I think we've argued about this before.
I think so. If the whole team was Michelangelo's, nothing would get done.
Yes.
Like the
But if
city
the whole
would
team
burn.
was Raphael's, the whole city would be dead.
That's
They're
right.
asleep.
They need each other. But Leonardo, if the whole team was Leonardo, they might have like internal issues, but I think they'd be pretty bomb. Be pretty good.
You're not wrong.
So anyway, I was pouring my booch, and it was this dark foggy color. It looked like there was dirt in it. I think it's the SCOBY, okay? So the mushroom, it's like a fungi that just floats at the top
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. And so I poured all of that into my cup. And so I've taken a few sips already, and I'm just waiting for that big old SCOBY to go in. David says you just got to
sounds
chew it
terrible,
like
dude.
Jello.
Oh, wow.
But-
Wonder how that tastes.
Like Jello.
I've got a pretty weak gag reflex, so you might.
Update. I think the first episode we talked about how I never drank booch.
Yeah.
Still haven't.
Ooh,
Good update.
thanks.
You're welcome.
Still lost your booch-ginity?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
guess.
that was a word I never thought I'd say in any
Booch-ginity.
context. Nonetheless, to
Well,
a
you
group
said
of
it.
people who are going to be listening to it.
That's
So
right.
sorry, guys.
Hey.
By the way, I'm Matthew Crane. I don't know if I've introduced myself yet. I'm
Welcome.
going to try to be a regular on the podcast from here on out.
Yeah.
One of the regs.
Oh, yeah.
On the reg.
Rag. I like that.
I'm a rookie at the
Call you
moment.
Reggie.
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 Matt, you're from the comm department. Do you know Jesus?
Okay. I do know Jesus. He's a pretty swell guy.
Okay, good.
Nice.
We have a joke here at the Moody Bible Institute that people
I don't know
who are in
about
the comm
we.
department.
I support the comm department.
I laugh on the outside, but it hurts pretty bad on the inside. So
Right,
just
right.
Everybody know that at home.
So here at the Moody Bible Institute, we get free tuition because we're training for ministry, for Christian ministry. But the comm majors just come in, take our grants, and don't do ministry. So, hey,
Well,
Thanks for
at least
coming.
they give us publicity, right?
I'm joking, Matt.
Yeah.
Dude, I love you, man. I love you so
Mm.
much. That's a
Catch
cool
his hand.
jersey you're wearing. He's wearing this bright orange Brian Urlacher
Now
jersey.
you're trying to suck up to me, Paul. It's not
I
going
am.
to work.
It will.
He's like, your coffee sucks, and so does your major, but I love you anyway.
Matt, I love you
You
so
and
much.
all that
I'm gonna
matters.
build you up today. That's enough breaking you down.
You're
We're
not
gonna
wrong,
have a
Matt.
great time. I
You're
told
just a
the
ray of sunshine.
did the lady
Paul.
downstairs talk to you?
She said that she was told about me, and I was
Yeah.
like, about what? She's
Guess
like,
who
you're wearing
said
an
that.
orange shirt. And I'm like, all right, I am.
I said that. I told her that. I was the one.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's neat.
I said, hey, there's gonna be a guy coming through. He's got an orange Brian Urlacher jersey. She said, does he go here? I said, yeah. She's like, what do you want me to do with that? I said,
You just told her?
yeah.
I thought she was gonna like close or something. You just told her that he was coming.
I just told her that.
I thought she was gonna like lock the doors and like let him in specifically.
Nope.
Oh man, well.
Nah, I just said he's coming. Yeah. Okay.
Oh man.
Cool. Okay, so the theme today is fighting. Okay, because
Woo.
I believe that fighting is an underrated practice.
Mm.
I love to fight. I wish we fought more. I think it's good for you. I think it's good for society when we fight. And I'm not talking about gunfights. I think that's stupid. I mean like fist fights, like brawling out in the back. You and your boys, you're having a rough time, and you just need to get some aggression out, so you just start wailing on each other. I think it's good for your relationships to do that.
Paul, you want to fight tonight?
Kinda.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
Good talk.
Yeah, I know Johnny wants to fight me.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would watch.
squaring up right
That'd be
now,
good.
bro.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think, in a good brotherly sense.
they're
you
gonna
know?
fight on the
That's right.
podcast. You just
I feel
hear
like-
the noises.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's underrated in the sense that we feel like people who fight are weak people mentally.
What?
But in other cultures, especially in India, if you're walking down the street, if you're squaring someone up with the eye, if you're making eye contact, that means I want to fight you. So I've gotten into several troubles like that. So.
Wait, that
That's
sounds like
great.
a theme that I've heard before.
Eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
Dominance hierarchy. It shows you're establishing your dominance. Like, I'm above you sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Mike Tyson. Never takes his eye off his opponents.
Dude.
Once the
Wow.
opponent
Johnny,
does, he sends. It's like mental warfare. You gotta have the upper hand.
I am
with every
so
move.
glad I asked you to be on this show because that's exactly what we're looking for
Mm-hmm.
in a co-host. That was perfect.
Matt, how do you feel about eye contact?
I wasn't paying attention.
Specifically before marriage. I mean, wait, what?
Before marriage?
Not happening.
Oh, you read the Bible? That's gross. Why are you looking at me? Repent. That's cool. No, dude. Me and the boys. I used to get super close to people when I fight them.
Mhm.
That's usually how you fight, Paul.
Good one. Okay, so
Sorry.
we used to before back when our floor was cool. Colby 17.
What do you mean, dude? You mean
Okay.
back when I wasn't there? Is that what you're saying, Paul?
No, I'm saying.
No, I really want to fight you.
No, okay. Yeah, you can fight me. Okay. We used to after our prayer meetings. We used to have prayer meetings first of all. That
Mm.
was really cool. And then after our prayer meetings, we'd have a fight night. So we'd go out there, we'd move all the furniture, and we'd just start wailing on each other.
Oh yeah.
That was so much. Johnny, you were there.
Yeah, I was there a couple of times.
You ever watch one of my fights?
I've seen you box with Brody. You guys were going at it.
That was my favorite
Yeah,
fight.
it's
Oh
amazing
my
how you guys
gosh.
can just fight, be in the moment, be ferocious, but the next moment just hug it out. I think
Yeah.
that's real brotherly
That's
bond.
the thing, man.
Yeah.
That's part of being a dude. We can
Yeah.
do that with each other. We can
It's
just
about
wail
being
on each
masculine.
other and love
It's
them.
being a man. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel the testosterone. Can you feel that?
Yeah, I can feel that.
Gorilla noises.
That's how you
Matt,
establish
do you like my
dominance.
gorilla noises?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you rate them?
3 out of 4.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's not bad, dude.
Like a
Top
9
seven.
out
Dude,
of 10.
that's like a 75%.
There's room for improvement there, but that's
Mm.
a good start.
We just started doing it, so I think we're on the up and up.
Mm.
Matthew, you've wanted to get in a lot of fights recently, haven't you?
I've thought about it. I don't think I'd ever really act on it.
Careful
though.
what you say, man. We're going online, so like someone could totally sue you for assault or like
Well, I haven't
threaten.
assaulted anybody, so
Not yet.
touche. All
That's
right.
right. Hey. So, yep, I like fighting.
Certainly do. Yeah, so last night, Paul and me and Alex wanted to establish... Paul, Alex, and I. Excuse me, Mom. We went around room to room and made ape noises outside the doors in order to establish dominance. It was a really good exercise in hierarchies or something.
Yeah, we try to do that now. It's a theme on the show. You guys know this. This is what it means to be a man.
You
It's to
faithful
ascend
listeners.
the dominance hierarchy.
Episode
you guys
3.
know this.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I saw this picture. No, I want to tell a story first, and then I'll talk about the picture. So, my little brother had a friend over once. One of his first. Okay, so my family moved to this new town, Indiana. It's horrible. It's the worst place in America.
That's not a town.
It's so bad. And my brother had this new friend. It was his first friend here in this new town. And my brother said, he said something. He said something to his buddy that was like, "Hey, my brother could beat you up." And his friend was like, "No, he couldn't." So I said, "Do you want to fight me?" And so I fought his only friend. My dad was so mad at me for doing that. But I did it.
Did you win?
Yeah, I did, of
I
course.
figured.
I'm not going to let some kid beat me, man. So that's what happened. Matt, are you texting someone right now?
Paul, you've been on your phone the whole damn time.
Dude, I've been looking at the topics for discussion. I'm doing my
Dude.
job.
Yeah, what's your discussion, Matt?
Who are you
I
talking
don't have a
to?
discussion.
Mm.
I don't have anything to say.
Is there anything more important than this right now for you?
Probably. Probably
Be
should be.
taking a nap again.
Dude,
That'd be
I
perfect.
think we need to talk. I'm going to move this screen so I can see you better. Matt, are you okay? I miss you.
Matt, what's
Why
really
don't we
hurting
talk
you?
my
anymore?
microphone.
What's
Huh?
the root of the problem?
Root of what problem?
That's what I'm asking.
Our problem, dude.
Our problem?
You okay?
I mean,
Babe.
yeah, I'm good.
Babe,
I mean, like,
listen,
yeah.
I love you. Hey, you keep doing it, okay?
Keep doing what?
Keep
Hey, you got it.
doing
You got
it.
Just feel it deep inside. You got it.
Yeah. So if I could do anything in the world, I would go back in time and punch Nero in the face. I saw a picture recently.
Let's start with Satan.
Oh yeah, that
second,
too.
second, What's the
Second
second option.
is totally Nero. You guys, I saw this picture of this guy who's been reconstructing Roman emperors, their faces, and he built basically like a model, a really realistic model of what Nero would have looked like. He looks like a total punk.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. I was just reading about him today and yesterday. The way he just persecuted a lot of Christians. It's burning them, lighting his gardens with the Christians. Is he
That's
the
right.
Roman emperor we're talking about?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's
Killed a
crazy.
bunch of
It
Christians.
seemed like he had even though he was married, he had an older partner too.
Yeah,
In
Dude.
essence, he was gay.
Whoa.
I don't understand
Well,
that.
I'm
but
not a-
Are you
yeah.
allowed to
I'm
say
not
that?
I'm not a homophobe, but
What
I'm
the
just
heck?
stating out a fact.
You sure
Yeah.
sound like it, Johnny.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I mean, I believe everyone is redeemable.
So
Mhm.
let me get
Even-
this straight. He had an old wife, and so therefore he was gay.
Wait
He
a
had
second.
he had a
older
way,
partner.
but also had an old partner who was a
Oh.
man.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Like a senior law
It
firm, except
happens.
worse. Way worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. Yuck.
Yeah. So wait, why do you want to punch him? Just in general?
Because he just looks like a punk.
He's kind of a
Hmm.
wiener.
Also, yeah, he burned Christians alive.
That's
too.
bad, dude.
You
Total
know,
wiener move right there.
Mhm.
Emperor Nero,
true.
he once had a concert put on, like a music competition. And Chaboy goes in and he tries to compete. But he sucks, okay? He's not that good. But he bribes the judges to let him win. So basically, he puts on this huge competition, has this huge crowd, makes everybody go, has competitors there, but then like makes sure that the judges choose him. Like clearly does worse than everyone else, and just has this crowd like forced to applaud him.
Wow.
This is the most pathetic thing, man.
Doesn't
That
that
is
remind
pretty
you of the movie Aladdin, who won his own Olympics and stuff?
No, I have no idea what that is.
It's a fiction upon a general dictator. He has his own
Ooh.
Olympics and stuff, and so he's running the 100-meter race with a gun. He shoots the rest of his opponents, and then he kind of wins. And since he's a dictator, everyone's applauding him.
That's so funny.
Seems like he borrowed that ideology
That's
from
Nero,
Nero,
man.
most
That's
likely.
Nero. Yeah,
It's the best way to win a race.
Yeah. Mm,
yeah.
So it's not
Bang.
ethical, but
yeah.
Hey, you
it's
win.
not ethical. It's good we're talking about ethics here too.
What matters
Yeah.
most is winning, guys.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is. If you're not, life is a competition, and if you don't know that, it's because you're losing.
Josh Davis.
Josh Davis
He said
that.
that once.
Wherever he is,
We should send him the link to this.
We should.
He's a cool
Mm.
guy.
Yeah. I don't know,
Okay, Paul.
Josh. I don't want you to think less of me because you have such a, you like me, and
I
I
think
don't want
Josh
to
likes
blow
me
it.
too.
I have a problem where people who really, really look up to me, I don't ever talk to, because I don't want to let them down.
That is pretty sad.
Yeah.
Mm.
getting pretty deep here, man.
Yeah, that's the tears part of this episode.
Yeah, dude.
Got the tears and the testosterone.
I was about to.
You
I was
gotta
about to
have 'em
let
both,
a
baby.
roast go loose, but I realized this is the tears
No,
part.
you can roast me.
That took
dude,
a
it's
sharp
okay.
left turn from like
Wait,
punching a
wait,
historical
Paul.
figure in the face to like, here's my deepest issue.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Matt.
It gets real.
You like that garbage?
You want to cry?
Do you want to
A
cry?
little bit, yeah.
You
No.
man.
No.
What were you gonna say, Justin?
I don't know. I was just gonna say, I don't know. Paul was talking about how he feels bad when people look up to him, and I was gonna say, Paul, nobody looks up to you.
For those at home, I'm a short guy. I'm only 5'7", maybe 5'6".
Is this where the tears come in, Paul?
5'7".
Wait,
soaking
wait,
wet.
audience. They're rolling. The tears are rolling down his face.
I wish I could
He
cry.
can barely contain himself.
I haven't cried in years.
It's been 4 years
For
since
real,
I've
though.
cried.
I broke my 2-year crying streak in September.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I'm
Dang.
sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Wait, 2 years?
2 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Big.
What's okay?
Yeah.
Have you cried since September?
I've been close.
Okay.
I've
But
wanted
you haven't
to.
broken.
I've been on the brink. And
Yeah.
Then I'm like, nah, dog. Like I was driving and I was like listening to the song and I'm like, and then I'm like, I don't want to get in a car crash, so I'm gonna chill out. And then I didn't cry.
Suppress
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just push that deep, deep down.
Yeah. Suppressed emotions are kind of my thing.
Hey, I know what that's like. Yeah, I've been trying to like get them out. So we've had these exercises where it's like okay, let's get together, play a bunch of really sad songs, and try to get Paul to cry. And it never works.
What do
That
you
doesn't
mean?
sound
Who
like
does
much
this?
fun. Though.
It was last time it was Dave and it was Noah. Old Dave. Yeah, we
I don't know.
Mm.
Dave.
they played Christmas Shoes and the
We did that
Lincoln-
last night.
We did that
Paul.
last night.
Well,
That was so
to do
fun.
that, I think they gotta tap into a specific story. You know, looking
Yes.
back into your life, maybe this was a sad moment. Maybe
Mhm.
you had a breakup, or maybe a family issue.
Yeah.
I
Some
think
sense that can speak lots of volumes.
writing Emotional Jesus was extremely therapeutic for me.
Yeah, that was good. We have a band. It's called the Saturdays, and we
We've
wrote a
al-
song called "The Emotional."
It's spelled
Jesus.
with a D because we're sad,
Yeah,
and
Well,
we're for the
sad.
boys.
It's
We're
like
the
dollar
boys.
sign.
So here's a
AD.
question.
yeah. It's like it's also like Tears and Testosterone. It's a similar
Mm.
theme we've got going
Yeah, dude.
for the boys,
It's the
but also
extension.
sad. Yeah.
Yes.
What's
So-
up, Johnny?
Do real men cry or they don't? Are tears does tears signify the weakness of a man or maybe the strength?
Ooh.
I like to think that we are tears and testosterone, not tears or testosterone.
Mm.
Johnny, I want to say that tears are good for men, but
Mhm.
I'm a man and I do not cry. So I don't know if I can agree with that statement.
See,
Not
you know,
ever, never ever.
No, it's been 4 years, man.
See,
Okay.
Jesus wept.
baby
That's
you
like
did.
the only thing
Dude, John 11:35.
that matters. And
Mm.
like
Oh, that's true.
today, we live in a competitive world. Like if you're not above somebody, you're below them. And so for men,
Amen.
that comparison goes to the point of like, well, do you show your emotions? That means you're like lower on the intersectionality scale. Well, that's not the intersectionality scale. But so I think that if you look at the world's definition of a man, that if you cry, then you're not as much of a man.
Think
But
so?
I think that
Mhm.
that's false.
I don't know, Matt.
No.
It seems like no. I agree that it is false, but I don't know if that's really what society is telling. I feel like a lot of shame for not crying in this
Mm.
society, because I get so many women and beta male men who tell me like, "Why don't you cry? Are you serious? Are you gonna be that alpha
That's
male who
true.
doesn't cry?" You know, I get a
That's
lot of crap for
true.
that.
I want to.
That's what I say. I say I wish I could, man. Really, I've tried. I just can't do it.
I think there's a sense in which when you're in the public or in social
Yeah.
spaces where your manness comes in, it's like, no, I'm gonna block these emotions away. But for me, I found what really touches me or what really builds me up is the tears that I shed with people that I'm close to or in closed doors, because those emotions really let those tensions and stress and whatever breaks you come out,
Yeah.
but it builds you. I
Yeah.
think it's important that we learn how to grieve the
I
right
agree
way
with
rather
you.
than just grieving on, I guess, social media where you just rant it out.
That's so wise.
Yeah.
The reason that I cried last was because it was my last wrestling match of my life.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
pretty
you
masculine
lost.
reason
That's
to cry.
Did
yeah.
you win?
Manly tears
Nah,
right
to
the
there.
end of
Yeah.
high school
If-
sports cry is a
Mhm.
pretty. It's a
That's-
pretty intense one.
That's huge. I
Mhm.
bawled. I wept like a child. Oh my
Dang.
gosh.
Wow.
I was so mad. I was like borderline
Grr.
naked because I'm in my singlet, and
Yeah.
I was like all sweaty from the match. And I'm like, oh.
All right.
I mean, it's something that you've put your heart and soul and sweat and blood and guts
Yeah.
and tears into.
Yeah, for
It's
4 years just
yeah.
grinding out.
I didn't do that. I
nonstop,
played tennis.
dude.
Real men cry, I would say. As
Yeah.
we're talking about fighting, Kamaru Usman, the newly crowned UFC welterweight champ,
It was a good match.
the Nigerian Nightmare. He defeated Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Usman was the underdog, but man,
Yeah.
after he won, he was overcome with emotions, and that's fair. Once you put so much effort into something,
Yeah.
it's just tears of joy, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
It's emotional, man. You can't even
Yep.
control it. You don't
Mhm.
even know.
You need
I
to
didn't
let
even.
it out.
You don't even think about it. It just happens.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Matt, if you could fight anyone in the world right now, who would it be?
Wow.
Don't answer that too honestly. If it's
Yeah.
gonna get you in trouble.
There's two people that would fight, and I'm not gonna say their names on the podcast because
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, the mic is
Mm.
Molly though. There you go. Good.
So,
Ah.
I'd like to give Aaron Rodgers a good kick in the shin because he's caused me a good deal of pain as a devout Chicago Bears fan.
A good kick in
But
the
in-
shin.
Yeah, in terms of like actually fighting, yeah.
Somebody weaker than me.
Yeah, well,
Win and lose.
that's a pretty small pool to pick
No,
from.
don't
but
say that. Come on, dude. I'm trying to build you up.
You already made fun of me too much, Paul.
Come on, no, come on. I do that because I love it's endearing.
It's somebody else from our floor did that, and he was being kind of a wiener dog about it. And it like got me all riled up.
Who was it? Oh.
No. You're
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, your dog.
My dog.
Yeah.
Your pet.
My pet. My dog has issues.
My dog's an idiot.
Mine too. She used to. My dog used to bark at nothing. She's getting old. She's getting crazy. She pees on the carpet now, so it's getting to be that time. You know.
You all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. She's her days are numbered, unfortunately.
That's true though.
I was gonna say
That's
something
true.
in regard to the crying thing. Like, I think that in the past 100 years, although I obviously haven't been alive for that whole time, we have been switching from the like hypermasculine state to the place where men can cry more than they used to be able to.
Yeah.
And I never saw my dad crying, so I always thought that it was like not a thing that men did, and so I felt like kind of bad whenever I did. And then over Christmas break, I wept in front of my dad, and it was like the most therapeutic thing I think I've ever done. It was weird.
Wow.
It was like out like in semi-public too, and I'm like, dog, people probably looking at me like, who is this guy? Why is he crying to this old guy? I was like, that old guy's my dad, and I don't know.
That's beautiful. There's something poetic about the fact that old guy was your dad.
Yeah, he's a bald man. Love him to death.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for sharing.
There could be a lot of reasons, you know. I mean, certain people who come from such hardships, they just don't want to cry because I'm the one who's holding this family together. And if I show any sign of weakness, it means that, you know, maybe I'm not. It could be that I'm showing signals to my family that I'm weak. So in some sense, it's like, oh, I'm the hinge, I'm the anchor to the family.
Yeah.
But man, when those real men really open up emotionally, man, it means a lot.
Quit trying to eat the
Yeah,
microphone.
we're having this very
Deep
great discussion,
here,
and
yeah.
then
I
Paul,
hate it.
Paul and Justin
I
are
hate
trying
it.
to eat their microphone.
I can't
I
handle
can
it.
relate a lot when I think about my dad too. You know, one of the strongest men I know. But once he gets really, I guess, deep, it means a lot. Yeah.
On another note, that's cool, guys. I love you guys. Does the state of Wyoming exist?
Paul.
I've been there, dude.
Yeah, I know you haven't.
Yes, I have.
It's not real.
Wait,
Dude, I went to
no, let's break this
I'm
down.
joking, I'm joking.
How do you know that?
Because
How do you know it wasn't just Colorado?
Colorado too.
Have you ever met
Colorado
someone from
2.0?
Wyoming?
I have
Matt?
actually.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, man.
Who?
So for those of you who don't know me, I am from Colorado. I was about to say the University of Colorado. That wouldn't have made any sense. I'm from Colorado. I've taken a
Begotten from the University of Colorado.
Birthed by knowledge.
In the beginning was the Logos, the word of Colorado. Matthew.
The word beget Matt.
I've taken a jaunt or two up to Wyoming, and it's a. I think
What
there's
does that
Did you say a
mean?
John or
a
two?
jaunt or two.
Oh.
A jaunt.
Like
a jaunt.
J-
John, is that the plural of
J-A-U-N-T?
John? You've taken two Johns.
My dad's
John
name is
Cordova and your dad.
Yeah, we took a bus, and then a plane. It was weird.
John.
Plain
No,
old bus. Wait, what?
Plain old.
What's this word?
Took the battle.
I think it's J-A-U.
Have you never heard the word John?
N-T.
John. Do you speak of yourself
It's
in
like-
plural as jaunt?
No.
No. Okay,
no.
he's trying to say the word jaunt.
Jauntani.
That's what I said. But I have like, my A
Jauntany?
is kind of.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to explain it.
Sounds English.
What are you saying, dude?
Are you messing with me?
Cheerio, gonna go for a
it.
jaunt.
Jaunt.
Gonna see my two friends jaunts.
Jaunts.
I don't even know
Come
why
on the plane,
why
jaunt.
putting a T on John makes it plural though.
Dude, it's English, man.
Oh shit.
You're not supposed to understand it. You just say it. Jaunt. Megan, bring your jaunt. Yeah.
How do you feel about that, John?
Jaunt, a short excursion or journey for pleasure.
No, but look at the second meaning.
Wait, so you went to Wyoming for pleasure, dude?
Well, I thought I was, and then I got there, and it was like, well,
Were you pleased?
I was. Somebody yanking my chain. We went to the Cheyenne, the history museum of Wyoming, and it was like 3 rooms and like a bathroom and a vending machine. They had like a buffalo.
The
and they were
bathroom
like,
was the main
wow.
exhibit.
Did you know? Fun fact that
So,
Wyoming
yeah.
was the first state to allow women to vote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Salute.
Too bad it's a myth.
Oh no. Okay.
It's not real. It's like one of those stories that civilizations make up as about about the heroic past to try to make themselves feel better. That's like Wyoming and women's suffrage. Like we want this good story about
Dude, I
women
guarantee
being able to vote,
Beth-
so we're gonna make up Wyoming.
Beth, when you sit down and listen to this, just remember that I wasn't a part of this. she's gonna be listening to it in a room. She's gonna be like, Paul.
Yeah, she does that, man. She doesn't like me that much anymore. Nah, I'm kidding. She loves me. Everybody loves me. I'm Paul.
Wow.
Nah, that's funny. Jokes, man. I love jokes.
Dude,
we love the
isn't
junk.
funny stuff funny?
Funny stuff is funny, man. I like jokes. I'm out of booch, man, and I'm bummed. Oh, never mind. Got some in
You
there.
could definitely hear that too.
I definitely got some of that mushroom in my mouth.
A little bit of ASMR.
Woo!
The freaking
That's
Good for your
good.
gut,
Scoby.
Scooby.
Scoby ASMR.
Scooby in my stomach.
ASMR with the booch.
ASMR with kombucha.
Man, I love that so much. What was that?
It was my ASMR.
Was that your duck noise?
Yep, that's what ducks do.
I love ducks.
Why do you love ducks, Paul?
I hate geese.
So
You
you,
guys
like
ever-
the opposite?
Yeah,
Are ducks the opposite of geese?
No, they're like cousins.
they're cousins.
I don't know.
Well, it's like
Why do
you
love
hate the
ducks?
things
I
that are
hate
closest
geese.
to you, you know?
Paul,
Do you have
I hate you.
Geese that are close to you?
No, geese are close to ducks, and I hate geese, and you hate the things that are closest to you, which therefore are ducks.
Wait,
Wait, I thought you
but
loved
you
ducks.
love ducks.
Yeah, I do. What are you doing, man? Check with it.
I'm not tracking, dude.
I'll speak Spanish.
Wait. Porque al baño?
Porque is
Why?
the band.
Porque
Love
al
that.
baño? Yeah. Paul, you officially out of booch?
Not yet.
You down that
out.
Scoby yet?
It's like you guys ever heard of the story
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Elijah and the widow who had the can of oil?
Is that your
That's-
booch right now?
That's my booch right now. Because I swear I was out, and then I went in and I got at least 2 more good gulps out of that. So it's a miracle.
Yep.
Thank the Lord.
Wow.
Oh man. That wasn't intended to sound
So
as
wait,
fake as it
John,
did.
John, if you could fight anyone in the world, who would you fight?
Oh man. I mean, I don't have any enemies right now, but
Right now.
for the fun of it, if someone would really, really train me, I'd like
Sounds
to have a go with.
Hey, the mic is Molly.
I'd like to have a go with this crazy Russian guy. I don't know what's his name.
Tim?
It's like
Timothy Philatov.
whoa, wait. Let me describe him
Philatov?
first. Let me describe
Oh.
him first. It's like 6'1" or 2.
Tim.
He's white as a polar bear. He's
Yep.
pretty big and cute and chubby. Oh yeah. I remember his name. His name's Timothy Philatov.
That's right. Let's go.
Man, Tim and I, we go way back. You know,
Yeah.
it's a love and hate relationship. But man, yeah, I like to fight that guy. Just to grab a hold of him, you know, and choke him.
Hold him
That'd be
close.
awesome.
For the viewers at home, not viewers, you podcasts,
You're viewing with your ears.
viewers,
Viewers.
viewers, ear. at
And
the
Tim,
end.
I don't mean to disrespect you. I say it all in love, man. We have this healthy competition, manly competition. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timmy, he used to come out. Sorry. This Russian guy on our floor used to
My
always come
roommate.
out to our fight nights with this communist flag and he'd wave it around.
Uh-huh.
And we get so mad at him.
Yeah.
We'd be like, Tim, that's oppressive.
You know what I like about him? He's not scared. He's not scared
No,
of
he's not
anyone.
scared,
So
man.
He's about
his,
to be.
mental,
I fought Tim.
Yeah, his
once.
mental
Have
fortitude
you heard of
is amazing.
Have you heard of writing a diss track on Tim?
Mm-mm.
We're calling it the
Tell me.
Philatov effect. Me and my roommate Matt is our roast consultant.
No, I'm not.
He's not gonna write a verse, but he's gonna
Not
consult.
on record.
Not on record. So yeah, me, Micah, and Alex, we're gonna drop the Philatov effect soon. The chorus, the working chorus right now is "Roses are red. I'm Justin Yob. You only take L's when your name's Philatov."
That's right.
Oh,
So,
So-
I mean,
man.
you think he has mental fortitude now? You just wait.
All
The
right.
Philatov effect is a scientific term for men who get friend zoned.
Yes.
Wow.
To be fair, he's the one who invented it.
Yeah.
So-
Philatov
That's just
effect.
called being self-aware, though.
That's good. Wow.
Wow.
Maybe I
Oh,
have
I
that.
feel bad for him
Nah.
now.
The
I just
savage effect.
my problem is I just prioritize work over relationships. So
Mm.
it's
kind-
not. It's
what
it's
kind of
mo-
work,
it's all
Paul?
my own fault.
Paul, what kind of work?
Just like schoolwork.
With an E.
What's that mean?
Work with an E. The booty work.
What's that
Well,
mean?
aren't you trying to get into a good grad school? That's why.
Noah's parents listen to this, dude. You can't say that
Dude,
stuff.
Noah's a
Yes,
sex
I am
therapist.
trying
Booty
to
is,
go.
booty is pirate's
That's
treasure,
good.
dude.
I
That's
am trying to go to a good
Yeah,
college.
right.
I think
Make that
Paul's
treasure
gonna.
work.
I think Paul's gonna end up at Cambridge or Oxford or somewhere.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oxbridge.
Oxbridge.
Oxbridge. Yep.
That's the term for it. You wouldn't know that
It's
because
when you cross the river with your ox.
I don't
Dude.
speak British, dude.
I don't speak British.
Wow, what a great Oxbridge. Can I
Cross the
cross
pond.
this river on your Oxbridge?
Oh man.
Don't get on the Oxbridge.
It's crazy. You got to go through an interview to get into such schools.
Are
like
you
that.
joking? How do they
No,
have
I'm
enough time
not.
to interview all those students?
I don't
I
know.
think they ask you how you feel about stabbing too when you're in there, because the
Wait,
UK kind of has a stabbing problem.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
most likely.
Will you or will you not bring a knife? Well, that
You can't
depends.
stab my ox.
How many times do you think you could get stabbed before you decide that, hey, this is enough, I'm gonna leave?
That's a good question though, for real though.
The average answer
Let's
is
open that up to
3.
the floor. Paul, how many times?
What was the question?
How many
Sorry.
times could you get stabbed before it's enough?
Enough for what?
Depends on where, though.
I met a kid who got stabbed 9 times.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was at camp.
I shouldn't.
Like at once.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Tell the story.
I don't know much. There's not a story to it. It's just I know a kid.
That's a good story.
See another
Paul.
camper be like, hey, man, what's happening? And then
He has some gnarly scars.
I'm going to stab you 9 times. He's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, that's it. He's getting mugged or something.
Dude, tell the CJ story.
Oh my gosh, the CJ story. Okay, so I had this kid. I probably shouldn't have said his name, but I did.
No, dude, I used the abbreviation so they can't tell.
Okay, yeah. So he's this wonderful kid,
Cabron James.
but he's low functioning autistic kid, and I was his camp counselor 3 times. And we had this thing called wilderness camp. We went out into the middle of a forest.
You
and
canoe out there.
camped. We canoed out there. So it's like a 2-hour canoe trip out to the middle of the woods. And then we have tents, and we just sleep out there for a week. So I'm out there with this kid. This kid is so funny. He just gets covered in dirt on the first day, and he's just dirty the entire week. He's a ginger kid. He's like a ginger guy, so he's like got white skin normally, but he's just brown the whole week because he's just covered in dirt.
Wow.
And so we're out chilling by the fire, whittling sticks, because what else are you going to do in the wilderness? So we're just chilling by the fire, whittling sticks, and we made a whole bunch of really sharp ones. I made a really cool one that had like a bunch of engravings on it. It was pretty sick. But then we were supposed to burn them at the end of the week just to get rid of them. And then this kid takes my beautifully engraved shank and he hides it in his hammock. Okay, and so one night we let all the kids build forts, and then we let them sleep in the forts on their last night. And so I'm trying to sleep in my hammock, and all these kids are in their forts, and I'm just trying to sleep, dude. I've had a rough week. Like these kids are crazy, and CJ's in his hammock, and these kids are in the fort, and they start arguing back and forth with one another. I don't know. I'm like, guys, just please, for the love of God, go to sleep. But they wouldn't. They were just arguing and arguing and arguing. And then all of a sudden I hear, he's got a shank! And I'm like, what? What's happening? And so I go over there with my flashlight. I'm like, what's going on? And they're restraining this kid. They're restraining him, and they've got a shank in their hand. I'm like, what's going on? So this kid tried to stab another kid. Like, there's almost a murder.
Wow.
And so I was like, dude, you're sleeping in my tent tonight, okay? You're not allowed to sleep outside in the fort. So he went and he slept in the tent. He was like crying and stuff. He's like, this isn't fair. It's just, you literally tried to kill a kid. Yeah, it's fair, okay? Just sleep in the tent.
Oh man,
Crazy week, man.
Wow.
dude, campers, am I right?
You think teachers are underpaid?
Man.
Tell you what.
Yeah,
Tell you what.
it's like
Tell
a
you what.
24-hour job, man.
Tell
Taking
you
care of
what.
hyperactive kids.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, there's I remember on the canoe trip back one year, I had this kid in my canoe, and we were in this, and there's a storm that started rolling in, and so we're on this lake trying to canoe back. There's these massive waves, and this kid keeps moving around, and I'm like, please stop moving. I really don't want to die right now. He was just moving and moving. Yep.
That's my. That's the kid moving story.
That's the kid moving story. What do you think of that one, Matt?
It's a good one.
I had a kid one time when I was counseling who was he was super good the entire week. I loved him, and just right for some reason, dude, something possessed him. He had to have been like no, maybe honestly. Listen to the rest of the story, Matt. He was in probably 2nd or 3rd grade, dude. We get to the last 5 minutes before his mom picks him up, and for some reason he decides to cover his whole body in sunscreen.
Wow.
5 minutes before his mom picks him up, we had the best week of all time, and this mom comes in, she's like, where's my kiddo? And I'm like, oh, he's right over here. Hello? And this kid's just covered in sunscreen, and she's like, oh, I see he had a wonderful week. I was like, it was a blessing.
Oh my god.
Send him on his way. What else am I gonna do?
The sun's not getting to that kid though. He's prepared.
Nah, dude.
Try again next year, melanoma.
I got you this time.
Oh man.
Matt, you ever camp?
Ever camp? Oh yeah, we camped all the
In
time.
Colorado, aren't you? You ever climb a mountain?
I did.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You ever fall down a mountain?
I did.
I have as well.
I
Man of
actually.
Why
culture.
are you still alive?
By the grace of God.
Look at that.
Amen.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Did people fall a lot or?
Probably more than you would think.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, I was on a hike, and I actually fell after one of my dear friends fell.
Hey, the mic is Molly. There you go. Yeah, thanks. Hey, Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Molly. Hold on. We're going to come back to that. Nobody forget. Go ahead.
No, I was on a sunrise hike at this place called Horsetooth Rock with one of my dear friends, and then 2 of her friends. One of whom knew everybody that we encountered the entire way on the hike. It was really weird.
Okay.
We passed a random person and be like, "Hey, Reese, how's it going, man?" And be like, that's literally the 7th person you've done that to. But anyway, so we missed the sunrise at the top of Horsetooth Rock, and we're like, let's just go up to the top, just because my friend Hannah hadn't been there before. And then we got up there, and Reese and I were kind of messing around trying to.
God bless you.
Thank you. I feel blessed.
Yeah.
We were trying to climb around, see how low we could get. It's kind of shaped like a horse tooth. It's for those of you listening, it's gonna make no sense, but it goes kind of here, and then there's a big dip.
Like a horse tooth.
Like a
Dude,
horse's tooth.
Wait, like a horse's tooth.
You're darn tootin' right. It is.
Darn toothing right.
Darn tootin' right.
Wasn't
Oh,
that funny?
boy.
Keep moving on.
I
Just
loved
kidding.
it. I loved it, Justin.
Thank you.
Next part.
Next tooth.
And Reese and I were going down in between 2 of the sections. There's about a 20 to 30 foot drop, and then we're like, all right, it's a little too dangerous. We're gonna come back. And then my dear friend decided that she wanted to try to get down in the middle, and then she tripped and she fell down about 30 feet. She hit a rock, and then she rolled another about 50 to 60 feet down the side. And
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shoot, I forgot. I actually did know this story.
Wait, I know this story too.
this is that
okay.
story.
That's
Yeah, and
right,
then
yeah.
so
It all connects.
she disappeared from view, and the way that she fell, there was a 200-foot cliff that was down there somewhere, and so we all thought oh boy,
Wow.
we were all mortified. And then I went into panic mode, and I jumped down. I jumped down, I think a solid 10 to 12 feet, and somehow didn't shatter both of my ankles. I was
Jeez.
Jeez.
then I look down and I see her, and she's still there. She hadn't fallen off, but she was about 4 feet away from doing so. And so then I try to make my way down to her, and I'm not a very skilled climber. I don't climb very much. I do a lot of hiking, but not climbing. And so I try to get down there, and then I slip, and I start doing a tumble, and if it weren't for God having me there, I could have rolled right off the edge and might have taken her with me. But I stopped about 2 feet from her, and then I was able to stay with her. It took about 4 or 5 hours for a rescue helicopter to get there.
What? You guys called a helicopter?
Jeez,
Yeah.
Did you get
Yeah.
to ride?
We did not. So
Lame.
Reese made his way down there. Reese is an incredible athlete.
point.
He goodness.
You go in this helicopter and you're not gonna let me ride?
I don't think that was the
I'm just gonna
focus.
call a car.
Did you think you were gonna die?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so Reese is an incredible athlete, and he actually started making his way down before me. but I like jumped over him and I accidentally kicked him and he hit his head. He was fine. It was just a little bit of a
bunch
scratch.
of shenanigans.
And then
Jeez.
our other friend stayed up and called 911, and then that was the day before junior year of high school started actually.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah. So I have fallen down a mountain.
What did you do last summer? What did I do last summer? What did I do
Mm.
yesterday? I almost died.
What I do yesterday.
Oh man, my football coach like was upset at me that I wasn't at practice, even though like all that was happening. And I'm like, hey dog, I haven't missed a practice for 4 years, so you can like eat.
Don't you know?
You
I
probably couldn't
almost
eat.
died. You know.
You would
Yeah.
not believe
some
the day
sympathy.
that I have had.
And then to go
Wow.
to go even further, like that whole experience, like traumatized the hell out of me,
Wow.
as you can imagine. Like
Yeah.
getting down, seeing my friend, she broke her pelvis, she broke her ankle, she compressed vertebrae in her neck, a whole bunch of cuts and
Jeez.
scrapes. So it was
Wow.
just like it was pretty traumatizing. And my friends in high school, God willing, never listen to this, were the least helpful people on the planet, and they kept like trying to, they kept like making fun of it, and like so I had a pretty big crush on the girl that I was down there with,
Yeah.
and
Oh wow.
they would
That's true.
They
Dude,
would-
this
Makes
story.
it
What
worse.
the heck?
they would say things like, hey, next time you like want to try to date a girl, don't like push her off a cliff.
Oh my.
And-
That's not funny, Paul.
And like it it made me essentially lose all trust in the friends that I had.
That's awful, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, to be honest though, like that sucks.
No,
But
yeah,
if they did that to
My
you, then it's probably
gosh.
good that you realize that they shouldn't be your friends.
yeah.
Matt, I love you.
I
Man,
lo-
I love you so much, dude.
I love them, but they in the support category, they weren't
I
very.
didn't even say it
They,
back.
they weren't very good. And
Yeah,
if they
they're
listen to
just-
this, like they know this. I've told them this.
There are just some things
So-
that you just don't say, you know, even
Yeah.
though you're
Yeah,
friends
dude.
or not.
There was
yeah.
one of them
It's
who was
one of
just
those
really,
things, yeah.
really good at pushing my buttons, and he would just like antagonize me like
Wow.
day in and day in about it. And I was very good at comebacks, so I just like resort to just like punching him.
Nice. Yeah.
It's kind of like making a mockery out of her situation, you know. It's
Yeah.
like, don't you know, she almost died and what we went through. It's
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah, and I'm a pretty
crosses the
like
line, yeah.
emotionally charged person, and so that didn't sit well with me.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But
That's
anyway,
rough.
that all stemmed off of
That's
a
crazy.
tangent. But yeah,
And the time you
Good
climbed a
stuff,
mountain,
dude. You didn't fell.
then they
Didn't
didn't let
climb.
you ride the helicopter.
Then you reverse climbed it.
And you,
yeah.
you reversed.
I bruised. Wow. Sorry. Oh my god. I bruised my tailbone, and it has been hurting for the past 4 years. I'm not kidding. If I sit down weird, I'm like,
Holy
oh, that's
cow.
where my butt got
Mm.
bruised.
That's
You ever
where the
been to the
horse's tooth
doctor?
was.
Like in my life?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were like,
Nice.
yeah, you just got a bruise on your butt, and I'm like, all right.
Oh my gosh, man! I've got some funny doctor stories. None of them are appropriate for the podcast, but
What's our
Thanks,
our
Paul.
demographic we're reaching for here?
it's a mix of YouTube and Moody.
Tootie.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's,
That's
sharp thinking right
really
there.
good.
Yeah.
Dude.
Shop
That's me.
That's Bush League.
Mucho.
Those are rookie numbers.
You guys know what that means? I don't know what that means.
Bush League?
I
Uh-huh.
had
It's
a
like-
baseball coach who used to always say that. I was like,
Bush
I
League
don't
I just
know
heard
what
it said
that
a
is.
lot.
It's like JV. It's like
Okay.
another name for like JV. It's like that. You know what? There's like the pros, and then you're like down here, not the pros. That's Bush League, man.
Wow.
That's, there's
Those are rookie numbers.
we've got we played against this baseball team and they were like just made a bunch of
How old
jokes.
were
They
you?
were cussing and stuff. This was JV, so that, you know what, this
It
was
was
actually my
Bush League,
freshman
dude.
year. Yeah, my freshman year. They were just like messing around a whole lot and just being really immature. And our coach would be, "Hey, that's Bush League. Knock that off."
They're telling me to go play a separate sport, like
Mm.
where it's like the same league, but they play in a bush. Sorry.
It's like Fortnite.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushball.
Mhm.
Johnny, what's the worst part of India?
The worst part as far as geographical region or just something about
What's the worst to you?
the worst to me? I mean, you know, I don't really buy into the concept of the caste system, you know.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad because your
Sucks.
birth into a certain caste defines who you are as a human being,
Yeah, there's
because
no
of
lateral
which
there's no movement.
you are deprived of several privileges. In some sense, you're just
Yeah.
looked down lesser than a human being, you know.
Does that apply to Christian India as well, or is that just pretty much Indian?
It applies to the Hindus.
Mm-hmm.
However, you know, if India is mainly governed by Hindus,
Ah,
so in some sense, we are out of their category of the caste system, but still, you know, I mean, we don't belong anywhere much up in the ladder. So yeah.
Jeez.
But I love India. It's a
Good,
beautiful culture. I think we do romance way better there.
You're joking.
That's why I
You have
haven't
arranged
been,
marriages
yeah.
and stuff, don't you?
No, I mean like if you watch the Bollywood, it's just
Oh,
the
yeah,
epitome
dude, I've seen
of
Bollywood.
beautiful romance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude. I love Indian
Yeah,
soap
you
operas.
gotta-
You guys ever seen Indian soap opera?
I've not.
No. Here's
Those
the thing.
are
Like
awesome.
you meet someone you like, you have a crush on her, and then
Yeah.
the next moment you're in the clouds of imagination,
Yeah.
where you just imagine several things in the purest love form, in the purest sense.
Yeah. right. Yeah. That's
yeah.
that's what India does. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I saw. If you if you guys ever get the chance to watch like a Indian soap opera, do it because it's awesome.
Yep.
There
How many have you seen, Paul?
a few,
Oh, okay.
a few.
You dabble.
You know, when they're on, they're on.
Taking a jaunt in Bollywood. See what they're doing over there.
With my jaunts.
Would you like to watch the jaunt? The Bollywood jaunt. What?
What does jaunt mean?
Jaunt,
It's the plural of John.
No, it's not.
Wait, didn't you define it earlier, Matt? John, like
John,
a,
it's
a
like-
short trip.
it's a
all
short
right?
trip.
It's the
Yeah,
foundational
uh-huh.
unit of the ox bridge. Had to be said.
One of the jaunts got broken. Replace the jaunt.
You have a John, and an ox.
Mm.
The John Ox Bridge.
This is not funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. So, I'm going to see a movie tonight. That's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, what? That's in like a half hour.
Captain
isn't it?
Marvel. Oh, what time is it?
It's
7:25.
What time is it?
Jinx.
Wait, let me
You
let me
know
just
me,
pull out my
it's
phone and check the
Smasher.
time.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's 7:25.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't. Do I have to print the tickets? I don't
You're
know.
not my dad.
That's correct.
How many did you buy?
12.
Are 12 people going?
Yes.
That's the number of Olympians in Olympus.
Mm.
Dude, they're not real.
What?
Have you ever read Percy Jackson, bro? Okay.
Dude, Percy Jackson was like
That's my
kind of the
worldview.
sauce.
Percy
That
Jackson.
was the sauce. That was my jam. I read those books more than any other books.
It's my jelly.
I don't know how to read.
That established my worldview.
Did it make you establish dominance over literature?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Those books were interesting, dude. When I was like 9.
Dude, I had the biggest crush on Annabelle.
Yeah, you did.
I
Wait, like
really did.
From the movie or the book?
From the book.
From the book, dude.
From the
Mm.
book. She was blonde in my head.
Well, she was blonde in the book
Wow.
too.
I'm
Yeah.
joking.
That movie was
No, I'm
a
not.
travesty.
Ooh, it was certainly
It
something,
was so
wasn't it?
sad.
They changed the entire plot of the
Wait.
movie.
They did.
Question for Paul. So
Yes.
how do you picture her from your reading of Annabelle? in the
Well,
book?
at the time she was
Or a
12.
book club.
Okay.
Also 12.
Okay,
Mm.
good.
Yeah.
There you go. There
Okay.
you go.
Rough start. She was. I feel weird describing this 12-year-old that I had a crush on in my imagination when I was also 12. But
Mm.
That's fair.
blonde hair, gray eyes,
Just like the book says.
just like the book says.
Mhm.
Should I
That's
see?
called words,
That's
descriptors.
I struggle to describe the rest of her
Mm.
because it's just like a faint image in my mind,
Mm.
and it's like
So you're saying
Just
that
like your childhood.
that's still
Yeah.
We're getting at
left
something.
a gaping hole in you, trying to look for
It
the
did.
Annabelle of your life.
Ooh.
John, I think you're onto something, dude. I think I am looking
He's
for this
looking for his
ideal
father
that I've
Poseidon.
created in my mind, and
Yep,
I'm not gonna
mhm.
find it because it's just an ideal that doesn't exist.
Well,
There
I'm
aren't-
guilty of that too. So
Yeah.
hey, brother,
No,
we're
I think
journeying
that's
together.
a very, very
We're in a
common-
journey together. Thanks,
Mhm.
John.
Down
I
that jaunt
love that.
together.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
jaunting through the world of the imagination.
Isn't that the Platonic thought too in philosophy? Something that's ideal,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
In some sense, there's gotta be something that you can aspire.
There's-
something
there's-
parallel
yeah,
to that, but we
there's-
can't really find it.
There's a form of
Yeah,
my wife who
mhm.
exists somewhere, and I'm just trying to find the best representation of that form that I
yeah.
can. But
That's true.
hold on. Oh, sorry. I had some. Whoa, that was weird.
The booch hit you.
The booch hit me. Oh, hey, booch. Nice hit, man. But that's my problem. Yeah.
Well, that's my problem too, man. You
Yeah,
know,
trying to find
when
a
you're
fairly common problem. I
when
think,
you're
in the
culturally
modern male.
conditioned by Bollywood romance, you find yourself coming here. It's crazy.
Wait,
All right.
Bollywood conditioned you culturally
Yeah,
to
you
be
know,
attracted to Bollywood girls?
Yeah, not necessarily Bollywood girls, but in
Bollywood
some
guys.
sense, it's girls. Yep. Come on, guys. I'm trying to get to a thought here.
Sorry.
In some sense, everything is romanticized to a greater degree. So it's in a sense, it whisks you in this world of imagination where everything's got to be perfect and romantic.
Mm.
And when you don't really find that, when love doesn't happen at first sight, when there's no spark, you're like, man, what is this? You know?
Yeah.
So that's
Mm.
how.
What is it?
That's why people can be very hopelessly romantic.
Yeah.
You know, that's what most people are, especially if you go to, I guess, certain places. Yep.
Yeah. That's how I am, man. If she's not perfect, I'm not on board.
Which
Yeah.
is unfortunately
Which is
probably not going to
unfortunate,
work
yeah.
out for
Mhm.
anybody.
Paul, are you
What
on
are
board?
you talking about? It's got to.
It's got to. I believe it does.
You just gotta believe, man.
Every part of our culture has conditioned us to think that way. Like
Yeah.
movies,
Mhm.
like there's always a ridiculous romance plot in movies. Or
well, we
like a
we
song or
strive
a
for
bit- a
ideals. I
book.
think that's just part
Yeah.
of being human.
Yeah.
You know.
I just think it's
Mhm.
unrealistic that we like double. I like do the same thing as well. I'm like, she's gonna descend with a ray of sunshine, and it's gonna give everything.
We're
It's
getting
gonna
somewhere
solve
here, Matt.
all
Come
my,
on.
it's gonna
Yeah.
solve all my problems, and everything will be great. And that's just kind of not how. It works.
It's like Tinkerbell. It's like
They
Tinkerbell,
actually
dude. You stop
leave
believing, they
and
disappear.
break your heart.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Oh well. Hey, you know this is like I'm about to drop a Jordan Peterson bomb on you guys. You ready for this?
I don't like that.
All right.
So that's the story of Medusa, I think.
Paul, we talked
is-
about
The
this.
Greek
Yeah,
goddess.
that's right.
Oh,
So
true, though.
okay.
in order to have the Andromeda, you
Mm.
have to kill the Medusa. So the
Mm.
Medusa is this manifestation of like all that is fear, all that you're afraid of. It's like this ideal, and you have to slay it. You have to kill the Medusa. You have to confront it, and that's the only way that you can save the Andromeda.
Okay.
Beautiful.
How do
Andromeda's the
you
real one.
confront the Medusa that you can't even stare in the eye?
That's right. That's right. That's
Stab
right.
her in the
Because
foot.
when you stare it in the eye, that's fear, man. And you're looking at it. So you have to look into the reflection. You have to look into yourself, and you have to like you still have to confront it. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, I agree with that. You know, I think in some sense, a lot of us are still entangled by the vice grip of Medusa. You know,
Yeah.
I was just watching this movie, Clash of the Titans, where it had to go.
That's the movie.
Yeah, secure something. And if Medusa would look them in the eye,
Yeah.
a beautiful goddess with lots of snakes in her, you would just freeze.
Yeah.
So in some sense, you know, all of us are entangled by Medusa in a sense that we are held captive and we can't get out of it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So were you saying that to say that if you confront or were you saying that in reference to like marriage or like finding a person? Is that the Medusa that you were talking
Yeah,
about?
finding a person.
So if you like confronted that Medusa, are you saying that then everything would be like perfect and great?
No,
Okay,
what you have to
okay,
do is
okay.
you have to kill the ideal. That's Medusa.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
I had that backwards.
Yeah. That's right. Because when you like, for example, if you're confronted with a pretty girl and you get anxious or something like that,
Yeet.
it's not the girl that you're talking to that's making you anxious, because you don't even know that girl. It's the ideal
That's
in your
true.
head that you have
That's
built
so
up
true.
about
Yep.
what she
Mhm.
is, even though you don't even know her. And so what you have to do is you have to kill
Wow.
that ideal
How would you do that?
by looking at her, by looking at the real one.
Yeah,
Ooh, wow.
jeez,
Yeah.
Paul,
Yeah.
Jeez,
that's the truth.
how about that, huh?
That's true.
You guys like
So
that?
true. Yeah, I like that.
YouTube, why don't you monetize me?
JP.
You like that?
60 views.
All
What are
60
we
of
gonna
our
get?
views.
60.
Let's make it
Hey, we got
65.
merch coming out pretty soon.
Yo, logo be dope.
Why don't you
though.
smash that like and
What's up, Jake
subscribe or
Paulers?
whatever?
What's up, Jake Paul? This has gone too far.
We need to make an episode where we bash YouTube. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh man, dude,
I love
Ugh.
that. I love
the videos that we
bashing
were
YouTube.
Justin and I were in a pretty deep YouTube hole yesterday.
Last
Nice.
night.
last night.
1:30
I guess
a.m.
this morning.
Yeah, this morning, I suppose.
Um,
One might say this morning.
And we were watching videos on what is now TikTok, but was formerly Musical.ly.
Yeah.
And looking
It's
at it, and
messed
it's
up,
just
dude.
how horrendous of a concept it is.
What is
Like
it?
it's taking.
It's like
What do you
these
mean?
short music videos that are just
Familiar with the app.
hypersexualized, and the app is
Really?
very, very specifically for children.
I thought that was just like people do stupid songs and then other people make fun of them. That's like the whole app.
Well, I mean, I think that's a section, but the section that's popular and the section that like was popularized and everybody's like, when you say the word Musical.ly, that comes to mind is these under 16, like even 12, 10-year-olds who are like singing these songs that are blatantly sexualized and just kind of like with no repercussions throwing themselves into that culture.
Yeah.
Which is a huge bummer because that's like that. Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it. It's
it's-
dude.
it's bad.
It's a serious issue, though.
Definitely. I think there was a philosopher who said, "Let me write the songs of a nation, and I don't care who writes the laws." And you can see that play out even within the kids too. You know, music does have a way of really grabbing your attention, your emotions, your worldview.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
true.
I associate a lot with Akon's music. You know, humble beginnings,
Yeah.
ghetto, and just
Yeah.
making out of it. So
well, and he's been doing
pick
a lot.
selectively.
He's
Yep.
been doing a lot for
Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I salute to the man.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I remembered something.
I think if we were to do an episode about YouTube,
That'd be good.
it would be addressing how shallow of a platform it is and like how it's being used like not to the best of its ability. I mean, there are people who are like have essentially figured out the formula to grab money from it, and that's like all it's turning into, which is a
Yeah.
bummer.
It's true.
And like there's good content from people who have things to say that's getting swept under the rug by these like ethically and morally sideways compilations of musically people singing.
Or even corporations.
Yeah.
So, but that's for another episode.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
That's right.
Stay tuned for the YouTube episode.
Where's my clicker? My mouse. Okay, everyone. That's our show this week.
Hope you've loved us.
Sorry.
Love the show.
Yeah,
You don't have to love us, to be honest.
I'd like it.
I'd like it a lot.
Do we have like a closing thoughts?
Okay, here's my closing thought. A quote from Michael Scott. Okay,
I should have burned this place down when I had the chance.
not that one. That's the other one though. Do I want to be feared or loved? Easy. Both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
God
That's
bless you.
deep.
God bless America.
Wow.
John, you got a final
God
thought?
bless
See you, Jake Paulers.
America. John, say goodbye.
All right.
This is
Here's a quote from
I-
here's a quote from the movie Troy.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Let's get a little deep here.
Oh, I love Troy.
We gotta leave
That's
them with something.
That's massive.
Men
Listen,
are
testosterone.
I thought I did leave them with something.
men are haunted by the vastness of eternity. So we ask ourselves, will our actions echo across the centuries?
Good
Will
God.
strangers hear our names long after we're gone? How fiercely we fought, how bravely we fought, and how fiercely we loved. That's how I want to be remembered, guys.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
Fight bravely, love fiercely.
Freedom.
That's why no one will remember your name. That's my favorite line from the movie.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right, see you later, folks.
Wait,
All
Go
right.
watch a
I
movie.
just can't let you
I gotta-
go.
I
Paul,
gotta-
hit the button,
I got,
Paul.
no, I gotta do my
Pull the
closing
freaking
thought.
button.
I gotta do my
Dude,
closing
Matt,
thought.
sing it.
Do it.
It's all good.
What is
As
it?
a closing thought, I want to encourage all of you men out there who are listening to this to do not be afraid to show emotion because it's very therapeutic.
If you want to come cry with us sometime,
Amen.
Yeah,
It's in the
no,
name.
yeah. And that
I
yep,
agree.
It sounded a little bit sarcastic, but it's definitely the truth. Like, you don't eat your mic, okay?
dude, what are you talking
Stop
about?
eating the mic. Just kidding. Yeah, so you can do what Matt said, or you can do what I do. And,
Shut up, Paul. Hit the button, Paul.
Yeah, I compress my emotions.
Yeah, all right. On that note, peace.
See you later,
Good night.
Jake Paul.
Peace.